So I was walking in the field next to our house because it's such a beautiful day, when suddenly all the grass around me turned into these humongous daffodils like the size of a piece of rope, and I was swamped with huge flowers. Suddenly I realised I was a duck, and indeed I was waddling to my death. As I approached the curvature of the cliff, I realised that everything would be okay, because I had a can of Red Bull. And Red Bull gives you wings. And I flew away! On the way home I was swallowed by a cloud so dense that the particles on my skin started deforming, and I emerged from the cloud looking like a duck that looks like Gordon Brown. I then proceeded to go horse riding with Gordon Brown, because I had lots of monies, and showed him the wonders of the field next to my garden. When giving him the exclusive tour, I waddled up a tree and looked out for malicious birds. Indeed, as I had feared, several malicious birds were heading towards me with beaks as sharp as their wits. I then proceeded to jump off the tree into my conveniently placed space gunship, when I took to the skies and I took them all down. Laughing maniacally, I crash-landed in Cork, where I said hi to Laura. She told me to do an impression of her, so I did. So, I'm Laura. I'm Irish, and, What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh no, I left my hair straighteners on. Oh no, that's 1, 2, 3 times this week. 3 times. 3 times. Mamma mia. Oh no, that was Italian. I then went into a nearby forest and considered the difference between a dork and a nerd. Suddenly I was enlightened because I realised that a dork is just an unsociable person, while a nerd likes to learn things and is also made of awesome. No matters. I then hugged a tree and appeared in Canada, where I said hi to Matt, and told him he was awesome because he is awesome, and it was his birthday last week. I also told him he had sexylicious / humpalicious hair, and it was all very made of smudge. Smudge! Then, after a long, arduous wait at the airport, I flew to New Zealand, where I met James. Well, I didn't really meet him. I knocked on his door and then ran away giggling. I then used his trampoline to bounce back to America. In America, I went to the Republic of California to congratulate Lauren on her getting into university in Indiana. Then I went to Josh's place and stole his beloved scarf, only to then realise that it was actually psychically connected to him and it could only be parted from him by a bit less than 10 feet. So then I gave it back and then surfed over the Atlantic Ocean on my Lapras, destroying all the tentacles on the way. Back home I nodded hi to Shona as she went back to Scotland, and then she nodded back to me. I went a bit like this. Then I dragged Gordon Brown away from the mesmerising daffodils, and he was reluctant, but I managed to persuade him to go back into office at 10 Downing Street. Then I went home and celebrated Easter.